How's it is your burpee yoga uncle. I'm going to show you how to replace locks. They're so easy to do. 2 doors to replace. I'm going to replace the top one here, and this I'll leave the same. All I did is went to either Home Depot or Lowe's and get a similar type of a lock. Fitness, foodies, and the fabulous absurd. From burpees to Camus, you're never gonna know what you're gonna get from your burpee yoga uncle. Alright, in less than 7 minutes now, you're going to be able to learn how to install the deadbolt and the doorknob. First thing you're going to do is unscrew the 4 screws here on the deadbolt. Only thing you need for both is just a plain old simple screwdriver. Even the dollar store kind will work. And you're going to uninstall the front and the back of the house, and then you're going to see the deadbolt in there. What you want to do is, from the lock that you bought, you're going to check to see if the existing deadbolt that's in your doorknob would work with the new one. There are different models of deadbolt locks and doorknob locks out there. So if it does work, then you don't have to change the portion that's still in the door right now. But if it doesn't work, it doesn't look like the same piece, and I'll show you later, they're actually different, then you're gonna have to go ahead and actually take out the deadbolt as well. So I'm checking it out right now. It looks like it doesn't turn. Yeah, I'm trying it right now. It's not turning. So I think the deadbolt that's inside the door now does not match with the one I bought. So if that's the case, then a little bit more work. I'm going to take out the deadbolt that's in the door right now and replace it with the new one that comes with the package. And there's obviously 2 different ways to put in the door. This deadbolt, as you can tell, is up and down. If you're not savvy to which way is up and which way is down, you can see the deadbolt. You see the key. See, it's 2 different components. The gold one's the new one on the top. The bottom one is the old one. It's completely different pieces. That's why I have to take out the deadbolt in the middle. So as you put them in there, you can see that you can't just put it any way you want. So the way I do it is I try to put it in the same way, with a little hole on the inside down, right? But I don't screw it in first. What I'm going to do is I'm going to test it by taking the door lock on the outside and poke them in there and see if it aligns correctly. If it doesn't align correctly, then I can, right now without the screws being there, turn it 100 degrees upside down and make it work, okay? That's very important when you first start. Obviously, if you got experience, you don't have to do that, but I'm just showing this part to make sure that people understand that there's 2 different ways to put in a deadbolt, right? 180 degrees up and down. So I'm testing it right now, checking to make sure that everything fits. I'm poking it in there and then see if it aligns, right? There's only one way that it will align. So once I figured out it does work, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and screw in the deadbolt. See, I'm testing it right now. It does work. So I'm going to go ahead and screw back in the deadbolt. And then I'm going to put that front piece back in, as you can see pretty soon. Right there. See, it aligns in there. And I'm going to take the key and see if it will turn it. Oh, it does work. So now I know all the pieces are there. And the second thing I'm going to do is this particular house wants a deadbolt in the front and back. So I'm going to take the back deadbolt and poke them in there as well. And I'm going to test it again to make sure everything works. Perfect. So now I'm pretty much done. Only thing I got to do now is to screw the screws back in on the back door. And the main thing is you just have to make sure you align it. And once you align it, you screw it in there, your job is done for the deadbolt. This part's a little bit tricky to align them together. And again, same thing, the screws got to be the same type of screw. They have different lengths of screws. And the final thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go and test it to make sure that it locks and unlocks on both the front and the back before I completely screw it. Yep. And I'm finished screwing it in. And I'm done. Now on to the next part. Now replacing the doorknob. This one is a little bit different than the first one. I'll show you. So same thing. I'm going to basically unscrew the 4 screw that holds the knob together. Usually there's 2 on the bolt part and 2 in the back. Yeah, 2 in the back of the door. And make sure you install it correctly in terms of making sure that the lockable parts in the inside of the house and not outside. Yeah, I've been known to do that when I first started. Basically, I'm going to unscrew it all and do the same thing I did with the deadbolt. I'm going to take out the outside door part of the knob as well as the inside door part of the knob. I'll still leave the deadbolt, that lock part in the door, because I want to see if it matches or not, right? If it matches, then I don't have to change it. If it doesn't match like the deadbolt, I'm gonna have to change it. So I'm gonna check it out and see, take a look at it. Well, you know, dog luck, this one is very similar to the one that I got. So I'm gonna go and check it out and not replace it and see what happens, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and take out the new components on the outside and the inside of the doorknob and poke them in there and see if it works. Because if this does work, I don't have to change the component that's in the door right now. But if it doesn't work like the deadbolt, I have to change it. And you know what? It works. So my job is so much easier. So only thing now I have to do, believe it or not, literally is to screw the screw back in there. And I want to make sure that the screws are the same size as well. So I'm measuring them to make sure the same looking screw. Aside from the color, they're virtually identical, same length. That's it. The job is so easy. It's not even funny. So if it's the same length, I'm just going to go in and put the screws into the door and I'm all pow. Hawaiian word for all done. I'm all done. This was the easiest ever. It's a little bit challenging to align the screws with the other door knob on the outside, but you'll see it through the video, that like the uncut version of this. Towards the end of this video, I'll show you completely uncut how long it took me to do it. Again, I'm testing it to make sure it's okay, and I'm all good to go. Both the doorknob and the deadbolts in replace. Now I am a frugal person. The other lock and the other deadbolt, I can actually keep it. I still have the key for that. So typically what I do is for the key for the old lock, I'll keep everything because all the components still work, right? There's still a usable lock. So I'll save them all in the pack for another door that I'll change later in the future. You know, because why throw it away? It's not like this thing is broken. We just want to change the door lock. Another way that you can change the key for a door lock too also is you can take the lockable part, the front door, the key lock part, and take it to a locksmith and change it. But it costs almost the same as buying a new lock. So typically that's what I do. I just end up buying a new lock, and then I take out the old lock and I'll keep the old lock, and then whenever I need to change the door for another lock, I just use the old one. Right? Reuse and recycle, keep reusing them. Yeah, this is a whole set that works with a new key. Anyway, if you're down this far, thank you so much for watching the video. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Now the complete uncut version is coming. How's it? Is your Burpee Yoga Uncle. I'm going to show you how to replace locks. They're so easy to do. You don't have to get a locksmith for this, I'm pretty sure. But what we're going to replace, deadbolt in the back.